that they bring, for the people we'll pick up along the way and meet there. Thank you for our partners.
A lot of us were very uncertain. We were able to come to Indonesia physically.
On January 23, 2022, 10 Goshen College students embarked on a journey into the unknown.
I was supposed to go to Indonesia in January, but because of COVID, we had to wait.
Indonesia had been devastated by the COVID-19 pandemic the previous summer. As a result, the country had established strict protocols in order to prevent further spread.
I was trying really hard to be hopeful, but that was pretty tough, and we weren't seeing a whole lot of movement towards success in acquiring visas.
It was a bumpy ride that really tested a lot of our patience.
I actually did not think we'd go to Indonesia.
I didn't think we were going to get to Indonesia, especially like January when we were going to Philadelphia as like a backup plan. I was just kind of like, yeah, there's no way we're actually going.
Did you think the students would get to come to Indonesia?
No, never.
This constant uncertainty would test each one of the students past what they thought their limits were and teach them the true meaning of Semangat, or to keep spirit. They spent the first 5 weeks living in an Indonesian immigrant community in South Philadelphia. Students were sent to host families, found through the Philadelphia Praise Center led by Aldo Siahan.
The spirit of gotong royong from Indonesian people, they still have it here. What is gotong royong? Gotong royong is togetherness, like hand in hand. If one person gets sick, and then you'll share to the people in the community, and then they will help.
They really value relationships. I think that that's important because we need each other. I feel like community, like they value community in a way that I don't think we value it as much.
There's culture and diversity in the US too. Like the SST program focuses on, and it's getting better, like us going outside of the US to get this world view or whatever, but there's very much mind-opening and expanding experiences within the US and very different and drastic cultures, I think, as we all experienced in Philadelphia.
The students felt embraced by the community in Philadelphia and experienced gotong royong in action. However, as weeks progressed, the prospect of them actually traveling to Indonesia felt more unlikely.
The visa situation was changing in Indonesia, and time just kept passing and things kept not changing. And so at that point, it was just, who knows what's going to happen kind of waiting game.
The students just stuck in Philadelphia, in South Philly, and then they never thought that they are able to come to Indonesia at that time.
Everyone was really anxious. At least that's how I felt.
We just got approved to go to Indonesia.
3 international flights and 50-plus hours later, they arrived in Bali, where their adventure had just begun.
So long for us to even get to Indonesia. The fact that I was actually walking in to the Bali airport, it just got my adrenaline pumping, and I was super excited to be there.
Upon arrival, they were met with a 3-day government-mandated quarantine. After their quarantine, they spent the next few days exploring the island.
I feel like I'm really enjoying that. We're actually very connected. We bonded as a group very well.
After a final supper of traditional Balinese food, students would go their separate ways as they were spread out across 3 different islands.
Indonesia is a very religious country.
Indonesia places a high importance on religion in their society, with Islam being the predominant faith. However, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism are tolerated under freedom of religion. All citizens must be registered with their religion, which is marked on their ID card. Connor and Court lived at STT Sangkakala.
I personally thought when I came here it was going to be like some big college in the city and kind of be like Goshen, but it wasn't. It's different. They're definitely more involved with Christianity, and my role here is to be involved with the students, to get to know them.
While it wasn't a traditional host family, the students still took them in.
It is a family. I just have a lot more brothers and sisters.
As the weeks went by, they all would realize that this way of life was completely different from anything they'd known.
Nikmati indah pasir putih laut yang biru. Yeah. Welcome to Sumba Island. Selamat datang di tanah Sumba. Welcome to Sumba Island. Selamat datang di tanah Marapu. Welcome to Sumba Island. Selamat datang di
I love Sumba. They've treated me like a member of the family. They include me in anything they're doing, and they actually call me brother. They're like completely opposite of your stereotypical Americans. So they're just nicer people. Putting your needs behind others has been a happy challenge. Their common goal is like helping people follow God. I'm definitely gonna carry on like a new appreciation for different cultures, which is a stereotypical answer, but I'm gonna say it anyway. People here live very different lives. They're probably happier than we are in America, and I wanna take back like the ability to think about if my life is playing out the way I want it to be, if I'm actually doing things that are making me happy.
Over an hour away, Trey and Caroline lived in the city of Wangapu.
I would say the highs is pretty much everything's new. I think just experience in a new culture, experience a new language and people. I hope I can bring some of this back home.
This was not without its challenges.
I think probably every day I'm still experiencing culture shock. And just the way that people live their lives here is really different than anything I've ever experienced. To find a way to ease my anxiety and try not to let my mental health get too straining for me. So that's been the biggest challenge so far here. I'm reaching a point where I'm really homesick, and everything here is completely different than home. And we're so far away from each other, and so that has been really difficult for me.
Living an hour away from the nearest American and like having really like a lot of fun here was like a great feeling. I'm capable of a lot more than I thought I was.
For my service placement, I was at Universitas Nusa Cendana, or Undana for short. It was a little bit tricky because right when we got there, they decided to put all of the students online because second wave of COVID was coming through. Every day was different. I showed up and I asked what I was going to do that day.
And I've gone and done lots of service, and to not really be doing what in my mind is service was kind of challenging at first. So it took me a little bit to adjust, but I was able to like realize the service work that I was doing kind of indirectly.
I learned to sort of go with the flow. Often those lead to really like rewarding and interesting experiences that they weren't on the itinerary, but I'm so glad that they happened.
It's like really important to always like lean into these challenges. That's how we like grow and learn as people and become better people.
First attempt at soursop. So let's see how they like it.
We'll see if we like it. That's really good.
As their time in Indonesia was coming to an end, the students were forever changed by their experiences. They embraced a foreign culture and tackled uncertainty with resilience. After a month separated from each other, the students reunited on Java.
See, Tingil has always been a place where the local community came. So the building was originally a place where the leader of the area, received people who had inquiries or needed assistance. And in modern times, by the time it came to my husband's generation, it became a place for community to meet. This group was different because their genuine interest in the local society, culture, old and new.
The whole experience was just trying new things and diving headfirst into my anxiety in spite of it. I think I've come out of this trip with like the best mental health I've had in 2 years.
I'm not sure if I was quite ready for that type of, all of these relationships that I was going to form. I had a tough time leaving all those people, and sometimes I questioned, I was like, are these relationships real? Do they actually want to like hang out with me, or is it just like, am I just white and this is like, oh yeah, we want to hang out with this guy because he's special? Or the very last day I went to have dinner with them, and they had prepared the song for me, and they were ready to sing it, and they were just singing for me, and it was just like a moving moment. I'm like, wow, I have a family here. I don't even have to be at home to have that family.
Each one of them learned to push themselves past their limits, an embrace another culture, and learn the meaning of Semangat.